This is Pitch Talk on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy with your host, Scottie.K. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on Pitch Talk. I am your host, Scottie.K. We're here to talk. It's the beginning of the football season, but there's been a football season that's been going on already. We're already in week 3 of most leagues. I think that's a little bit more important in my opinion. But nah, it's whatever. But anyways, we are here on Pitch Talk. I am your host, Scottie.K. We got a lot to talk about. We've been gone for about 2 weeks now, so we got 2 weeks of the Premier League to recap. Also, we're on international break, which, yay! We're on international break. So much fun. But don't worry about it today. Everything is changing. Everything is changing as San Marino, who have never won a game in their history, are currently leading Liechtenstein in the 63rd minute. That's all we care about today. We don't care that Scotland's down 2-1 to Portland. That's not to Poland. That's definitely not a problem. But we'll get into it more. Spain's playing Serbia. We got a lot of games to talk about. Cristiano Ronaldo made history again today. Of course he did, because that's just what the GOAT does. But anyways, we'll recap the last 2 weeks in the Premier League because, man, we got a lot to talk about in that. Then we'll recap some of the later transfers as the transfer deadline has now passed. Most teams are pretty much set. I think there's some rumblings going on still. I don't know. It's been weird because some of the transfers are still going through. It's very weird. And then we're also I got to re-look at some of the predictions I made. I got to go back and just look at some of them and say, you know what? Not that I was stupid, but I kind of just, now seeing full teams, I feel like now I got a good idea on what teams are going to look like. It's weird that the season starts when the transfer deadline isn't over because it's, you can make guesses and then teams make some changes and you're like, yikes, I don't like it that much. So we'll get into that, and then we'll maybe look for some of the transfer deadline, and then we'll also get into some international break games because there's still going to be some good ones. But we'll see and talk about all that and more. Make sure you follow on Twitter at Pitch Talk, and I'm setting up the YouTube for all that stuff. It's going to be at Pitch Talk, so make sure you guys subscribe to that. And yeah, let's get into it, guys. Manchester United, I said they were winning the league. I hope everyone knows I was joking with that. They're not winning the league, but they lost to Brighton 2-1 last week. Definitely not fun, but man, it's just such a tough game. Going over to the Friday Bundesliga, Leverkusen won 3-2. It was a good game on their part. PSG dominating Montpellier 6-0. Just going through the last couple days here. Back to the Premier League on match day 2. West Ham won 2-0 over Crystal Palace. Fulham beat Leicester City 2-1. Ipswich Town, for about, I want to say 20 minutes, had a lead over Man City. Not even. It was like 10 minutes. Not even. No, Ipswich scored the first goal in the Man City game. And then there's this guy named Erling Haaland. I don't know if you've heard about him, but he decided to just turn into the robot that he is. And he ended up scoring 3 goals in that game, so of course he did. Tottenham beat Everton 4-0. Arsenal, surprisingly, Villa didn't put up the best fight I thought they could. They lost 2-0 to Arsenal. Nottingham Forest beat Southampton 1-0. Going over to the Serie A, Parma convincingly beat AC Milan, which was tough to watch because that AC Milan team looked so out of whack. It was horrible to watch. Udinese beat Lazio 2-1. Inter Milan beat Les 2-0. Genoa beat Monza 1-0. Over in the Bundesliga, Leipzig squeaked out a win against Bochum 1-0. Freiburg beat Stuttgart. I said at the beginning of the year, there's 2 teams in there that I'm staying away from. Stuttgart and Girona. I'm staying away from those 2 teams because they were big last year, and Stuttgart kind of proving my point right now. Dortmund won 2-0. In La Liga, Barcelona beat Athletic Club Bilbao. Getafe and Rayo Vallecano 0-0. Sociedad 1-0 to Espanyol, a win for them. Anything in France? Nah, not much. Moving on to the next day, Newcastle and Bournemouth 1-1 draw, which There was some VAR controversy. I really think Bournemouth could have had that one in the bag to win it, but tough. Then a very competitive game, Wolves versus Chelsea. Honestly, if you were to talk to me at halftime, I thought Wolves was going to win. And then Madueke scored a hat trick. Honestly, I don't understand how he doesn't start every single game for them. He is a difference maker on the wing, and they have so many wingers. I get that, but he's good. I think that he needs to be a mainstay for them. San Marino still winning. There we go. It would be awesome if they win. It's such a small thing, but it'd be so nice if they win. Let's see. Liverpool getting a 2-0 win over Brentford. Cool. I'm so sick of Liverpool after last week. Empoli getting a 2-1 win over Roma. Napoli getting a very good win, a 3-0 win over Bologna. Gotta talk about Napoli because I think they're gonna fall in that league even more than they did last year. Torino beat Atalanta 2-1. Anything else? Bayern Munich won 3-2 over Wolfsburg, and it was a tough one. Tough one for them to win. Real Madrid getting a 3-0 win over Real Valladolid, and Endrick scoring his first career goal. The 18-year-old who we've been talking about since he was 14 finally gets his first goal. So congratulations to him. Atletico Madrid getting a 3-0 win over Girona. I told you I'm staying away from Girona. One team I'm not staying away from is Marseille, and they drew 2-2 to Rom. And then Monday, did we have any Monday games? Oh, yeah. Juventus beat Hellas Verona 3-0. Como tied with Cagliari. Villarreal had a great game against Celta Vigo 4-3. That was some game. Tuesday, we had some cup competitions going on. Luton are out to Queen's Park Rangers. We had some Champions League. Young boys make it. Sparta Prague are making it for the first time in, I think, 14 years, I believe. 14 years that are making it. Barcelona, this was match day 3 for La Liga. Barcelona beat Rayo Vallecano 2-1. Sevilla Mallorca drew 0-0. Al Nassr scored 4-1. Cristiano Ronaldo scored a goal in the 45 plus 10. They had to give him an extra 10 minutes to score there, but whatever. Moving on. Wednesday, anything big really happened. Atletico beat Valencia 1-0. It was Atletico Madrid getting a 0-0 draw to Espanyol. That's tough. Thursday, anything going on there? Not really. Europa League stuff. Not much going on, really. It was a slower midweek. Girona won 4-0. Oh, Real Madrid Las Palmas 1-1. I mean, really tough. Friday, let's see. Inter Milan beat Atalanta 4-0. That was a pretty good game. And then I think, we'll be right back because I got some stuff to say over that Manchester United game. It was a little tough. So when we come back, we'll recap the rest of that weekend, and then we'll get into some transfer deadline stuff when we come back here on Pitch Talk.
This is your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dogs, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just a small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com, bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Maybe that was money. Tell me that wasn't money.
Yo, check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
from 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the clutch?
Lillard, long range three, and it's good!
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from?
SportsTownChicago.com.
St. Patrick's Day, the only day of the year that it's okay to not boo the Boston Celtics. I will show you mercy. SportsTownChicago.com.
English Premier League, Manchester United.
Ayari, a dinger again.
Diaz, it's two, and it stems from another error by Casemiro. It's a delightfully familiar script for Liverpool, a quite horrible one for Manchester United.
Just gotta rub it in my face, don't you? It's been tough to be a fan of Manchester United, but we still move. And Manchester will always be red. Man, come on. Why did they have to lose like that, man? I'm Scottie.K. This is Pitch Talk. I should really rename it to Manchester United lose again. Watch my reaction, because that's just all this ever is. It's just the sadness of watching Manchester United. Like, it's terrible. It's not fun to be a fan of that team. It's awful. I can't stand it. I don't get it anymore. Why? No, but actually, well, they're getting into their own. It's not that big of a deal. That was a game on Sunday, but I'm done with Casemiro. Just get him out at this point. There's so many guys I'm just done with. Get him off the team. But don't get Mark Stretcher off the team. Just get him on the bench. He can come off the bench and do whatever he wants. But please send help. Please send help. I'm a fan of a team that just disappoints me all the time. I don't get it. That's why I root for San Marino. They're up 1-0 on Liechtenstein for their first ever competitive win. Finish it out. Forza Tatani. Now let's move on. Let's finish up recapping the last 2 weeks. Arsenal Brighton 1-1. Tough game for Arsenal. They should have done a lot better than that. But Brentford 3-1 win over Southampton. Everton, man. Jeez, they're going to get relegated. Oh, my. That was tough. That was really tough to watch. Bournemouth getting a 3-2 win over Everton. Going into the 86th minute, Everton had a 2-0 lead. Semedo, Cook in the 90+2, and Sinisterra in the 90+6. One of the most insane comebacks I have ever seen in the Premier League. What a game for Bournemouth. Ipswich Town get their first point back in the Premier League with a draw to Fulham 1-1. Villa beat Leicester City 2-1. Forest 1-1 draw. Man City 3-1. Erling Haaland hat trick. You know, I love the story of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying, hey, there's this guy named Erling Haaland. He plays at Malmo. We should go get him for Manchester United. And guess what? They don't. Thanks, dude. Thanks. I can't stand it. Moving over to Serie A, Bologna, Empoli 1-1 draw. Lecce get a 1-0 win over Cagliari. Cagliari's probably going to go down. Looking at it right now, they're probably going to go down. Let's see. Lazio and Milan 2-2. Napoli get a 2-1 win over Parma. Dortmund struggled against Werder Bremen. 0-0 draw. Frankfurt 3-1 win over Hoffenheim. Stuttgart 3-3 to Mainz draw. Bayer Leverkusen will lose their first game in a long time since last year, a 3-2 loss to RB Leipzig. Barcelona hang up 7 on Real Valladolid. Yeah, they're going down. Atletico Madrid 1-0 over Athletic Club. Anything else, really? Marseille 3-1 win to Toulouse. And guess what? Mason Greenwood, 2 goals in 2 minutes. Gosh. Kid's incredible. I love Mason Greenwood. Kid is incredible. Sunday, yeah, we talked about it. Liverpool beat Manchester United. We don't have to talk about it. Chelsea 1-1 to Crystal Palace. They kind of struggled a bit. Tottenham struggled to Newcastle United, lose 2-1. Old Firm Derby, Celtic versus Rangers, and Celtic dominate again. I almost wore the scarf that I have for them. I think I mentioned this a while ago. When I moved, I had all these scarves for soccer teams. I had about like 7 or so. I found them. So now I'm going to start bringing in the scarves. I was going to bring the Scotland one in today, but good thing I didn't. Scott McTominay scored. Scotland's back, baby. 2-2 to Poland. It's his second goal today because, he had one with an offside, but it's whatever. We're back. Fiorentina 2-2 to Monza. Roma 0-0 draw to Roma. Bayern Munich 2-0 to Freiburg. Girona 2-0 win over Sevilla. Real Madrid 2-0 win over Real Betis, and it was Kylian Mbappe's first and second goal in a Real Madrid in La Liga. Congratulations to him. And then Monday we hit the international break. Woo! International break. Why do we have an international break 3 weeks into the season? Why? For qualifiers? Why? By the way, San Marino still winning. I guess that's why they needed San Marino to try to get their first ever win. Oh, I'm dying over here. If Grant's coming back now, I'm going to be mad. Grant, you missed my fantastic Manchester United rejoin. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. You missed my depression. Yeah, he's just depressed because he's standing in a Cubs jersey over there. Cubs are feeble. Anyways, some live scoring right now. Cristiano Ronaldo becomes the first goal scorer in history to get 900 goals. Not only does he have a YouTube channel with over 50 million subscribers, he's also got 900 goals in the Premier League. That's what counts. No, but they're beating Croatia right now. But congratulations, Cristiano Ronaldo, 900 goals in his career. Man, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Yeah, Messi couldn't. Messi can't get to 900 goals, but congratulations to him. Denmark's beating Switzerland right now. Scotland just scored. Billy Gilmore and Scott McTominay scored for Scotland. And even Lewandowski got on there with for Poland. Northern Ireland beating Luxembourg. San Marino's winning. But yeah, there's not really any of the best games going on right now. But let's get into the transfers because the market, I think, is over. I don't know. It's been very weird. Dani Olmo finally made his debut for Barcelona and scored. They finally were able to get him in due to injury. So thank that they got him in there. And then Galatasaray, a loan transfer for Victor Osimhen. How were they able to pull that off? I don't know. Osimhen probably just forced his way out, to be honest. He had to have. He wanted to leave so bad, but no team really wanted to pay for him. And I understand why they wouldn't want to pay for him, but man, that's a crazy move. Any other big names? We've gone over a lot of the big transfers so far. There wasn't really much going on late. Manuel Ugarte finally signed for Manchester United for $50 million. Fantastic move for them. Able to get Scott McTominay out, who went to Napoli. Have fun in Italy, bud. I'm sick and tired of seeing you. I'll see you for Scotland. That's about it, because that's all where you come up. That's all where you actually perform. R9 regen, but doesn't know how to play defense because he's a center defensive mid. Who put him there? He scores goals so much. Why is he a defensive midfielder? Moving on, the big one, actually, Ivan Toney finally figured out where he was going to go, and he chose the Saudi Pro League. £42 million for Al Ahly to go to the Saudi Pro League. Yikes. That's all I'm going to say. Yikes. He could have gone to so many other teams, but whatever. He'll have fun there, make a lot of money. I guess that's all that counts for him. Honestly, that's probably the big thing. Any other really big moves happen? Oh, Federico Chiesa went to Liverpool, yes, for $12 million. Struggled a lot with injuries, but was able to get there. And that's a good move for Liverpool, because if Salah is gone next year, he fills in pretty well. I think he could be a good move for this year, but also in the coming years, if they decide to move on from a lot of their pieces right now, I think Arne Slot will have a plan for him to turn him into that guy. I mean, we're talking about Chiesa. He's 26 years old still. He could definitely have that level that he was at 2 years ago. And with how he played in the Euros, I would like to see that. I think that's going to be entertaining. Raheem Sterling gets a loan transfer to Arsenal. Just trying to make his way over around the top six. What can I say? Anyone else really a big move? We got a couple more minutes here to look through some transfers. Dewsbury Hall, I think we've talked about that one so far. Romelu Lukaku found a home, Napoli. I think we talked about that one. Eddie Nketiah moving for 29.7 to Crystal Palace. A very good move for Crystal Palace to bring in a good striker there. Yusuf Fofana. Tammy Abraham, the AC Milan. I think that got finalized while we were gone. James Ward-Prowse moved to Nottingham Forest. A good move. I mean, if he's not doing free kicks, he's basically doing nothing. But that's what they bring him in for. That's all that matters, I guess, to them. So, San Marino, I'm waiting for one football to load, but whatever. Alexander Sorloth to Atletico Madrid. Kind of just moving around, seeing what else is out there. Jeez, one football. You are slow. This computer is so slow. Aaron Ramsdale to Southampton. That's a fantastic move for Southampton. I love that so much for Southampton. That is a fantastic move. But yeah, that's basically all the big transfers. This was one of the best transfer deadlines in a long time. But when we come back, we got to talk about the Ballon d'Or, because it was tough. And then we'll look at some of the predictions that I got to remake later on. So stick around. We'll get into that and more here on Pitch Talk.
This is your home for sports. Red left! SportsTownChicago.com.
Take that exit and get to the Southern Cafe, home of the Nasty Biscuit on Roselle Road in Roselle. Get over there and try the chicken fried chicken biscuit made with the Southern Cafe's house-made drop biscuit with buttermilk chicken fried chicken smothered in country gravy, topped with shredded cheddar and crumbled hickory smoked bacon. I always say that when you go to the Southern Cafe, you come out with 2 meals with the heaping amounts of food they serve you in every meal. I love to go to a place with outdoor seating. The Southern Cafe has a great outdoor seating area to help social distance, and I get to enjoy my breakfast outdoors. Open 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give you plenty of time to grab an amazing breakfast or lunch. Now get your butt over to the Southern Cafe on Roselle Road.
Hello?
It's speed walking day.
Dorothy? You're breaking up.
Did I mention we'd be slowing down when we pass the court where those fine brothers play ball?
I heard that. Reduce your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Get active, eat right, and maybe even run into Mr. Right. Isn't sisterhood beautiful? Yeah. For more information, go to everydaychoices.org. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, the Ad Council, and this station.
Alert! Alert! Be gone, maxed out credit cards, overdue loans, suffocating interest rates, and relentless collection agencies. If your credit rating is making you and others around you cringe, there's only one thing to do, and that's to turn to the professionals at Creative Credit Solutions. Even if your credit is less than perfect, we'll help you get back on track. You can do it, and we can help. Call today or visit creativecreditsolutions.net for your free credit check report.
Blow the whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. as we talk NFL.
The game plan was really sound.
The quarterback league. It has been. It still is.
Franchise-defining quarterbacks.
College football.
Will Jim Harbaugh make it through the season as Michigan's head coach?
Some more Big Ten talk.
And here's some things you wouldn't expect.
I would have never expected that.
Get all of that and more on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
He's joined by Ndidi. It's fed into Christiansen. It's a low ball across the 6-yard area. Comes out for Taru on the left to right. He's got Vardy! Jamie Vardy! Again for Leicester City. Ageless, priceless, and timeless. Jamie Vardy.
This is Pitch Talk on Twitch.tv/SportsTown Shot with your host, Scottie.K.
It's a Vardy party in here, baby. Oh, we got an update. I literally think one football just like crashed. But update. Spain, Serbia 0-0. Scotland, Poland 2-2. San Marino. Oh, they're almost there, guys. They're almost there to get their first win. Oh, let's celebrate it together. Like, that's the one game I care about. But let's get into it. 2024 Ballon d'Or nominations have come out, and man, some snubbery. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of snubs, but let's get into all the other stuff. So let's get into the Kappa Trophy first. I think we all know who it's going to go to. It's going to go to Lamine Yamal for Barcelona and Spain. Critical piece for both. I think it's pretty fair that they're going to give it to him. I don't think that you could give it to anyone else. But some of the nominations, I just want to say, congratulations to a lot of these guys. And the first one I'm going to go with is Alejandro Garnacho getting the nomination for the U21 best player. Congratulations. That's my boy, Garnacho. Also for Manchester United, Kobe Mainu. Look, both those guys are going to be the future of the team, and I love it. Especially Garnacho getting in there. I think that is a fantastic award to be nominated for. I want to preface this. He's not going to win it, but it is really good to be nominated for something like that at such a young age. To be fair, Lamar could win it for like the next couple of years. Savinho, João Neves, Paul Kubasi, Matthias Tell, and Warren Zaire-Emery. But like I said, I think this is a lockup for Lamine Yamal. The Euros performance and all of that, I think this is has to be dominated by him. San Marino's in the 90th minute, guys. They have a 1-0 win. They're still trying to score. I don't like that. The Yashin Trophy for best goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, Gianluigi Donnarumma, Gregor Kobel. That could be a sneaky one because he had a pretty good Euros, and Dortmund went all the way to the final. Andre Lunin, Mike Magnan, Georgi Marvashashvili. Yeah, I don't know Georgian, okay? Emi Martinez, Unai Simeon, Jan Sommer, and Rowan Williams. From who? Oh, South Africa. Out of that group, who would you take for the best goalkeeper? It's tough. You could go Lunin. You got them very far in it. Donnarumma, no. Costa, no. Magnan, maybe. I don't know. That one's pretty tough. I would maybe give it to Lunin. Lunin or Kobel for me, honestly. That's a tough one, though. Men's Club of the Year, Man City, Girona, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, and Bayer Leverkusen. Not Bayern Leverkusen, Bayer Leverkusen. And that's who's probably going to win it. You go unbeaten in the league, almost unbeaten in the cup, and almost unbeaten to win another trophy. Yeah, they should win it. Kind of looking at more scores. San Marino, they're getting closer. They're getting closer. I got to go to the fan account on Twitter and have that pulled up because, man, this isn't a dream. This isn't a dream. Couple more minutes and San Marino would have their first ever win in history. That would be some story. Coach of the year, I think we know who this is going to go to, but Carlo Ancelotti, Xabi Alonso, Luis de la Fuente, Alonia Scaloni, Pep Guardiola. It's going to be Xabi Alonso. Same thing for club of the year, honestly. That's kind of the same thing. And then let's get into it. The 40 nominations for men's Ballon d'Or. We're going to start by knocking out players who I think are not going to win it. Mats Hummels, not going to win it. Florian Wirtz, good that he got the nomination, but not going to win it. Dani Olmo, great for Spain, not going to get it. Martin Odegaard, not going to win it. Cole Palmer, not going to get it. Vitinha, I don't know how he got nominated. Declan Rice, how did he get nominated? Harry Kane, no. Rodri, no. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, no. It's a shout for Lamine Yamal. But no, he's not going to get it. Dani Carvajal, no. Bukayo Saka, no. William Saliba, no. Alejandro Grimaldo, no. Antonio Rudiger, no. Amendola Lookman, no. Lautaro Martinez, that's a shout, but no. Emi Martinez, no. Granit Xhaka, no. Artem Dubovsky, I don't know. Ukrainian, I don't know. Nico Williams, no. Federico Valverde, no. Toni Kroos, no. Ruben Diaz, no. Phil Foden, no. And then we get to the main contenders. Vinicius Jr., this is my top. Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and Erling Haaland. It's between them. It's not gonna be Mbappe. It's not gonna be Haaland. It's down to the Real Madrid duo of Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. And look, this is a conversation we've had for a long time. And it's tough to decide who we think is gonna win that one. Gosh, it's such a tough play because they worked hand in hand. They had their moments, and I don't know, man. Why is ESPN not updating the game? They're in the +4. Come on, San Marino. Oh, if they were to lose now, that would be crazy. They're in the +5. Geez. Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. I've had the debate for a long time here. Let me know what you think on our Twitter, at Pitch Talking, at Pitch Talk. Let us know. Let me know who you think is going to win the Ballon d'Or. Obviously, the ceremony won't be for a long time. If you were to ask me today, I would probably give it to Jude Bellingham. On the show on October 31st. We will break it down who wins it because it's going to be on the 28th when they announce it. But if you were to ask me right now, I think I'd give it to Jude Bellingham. I think I would. I think that'd be pretty fair to give it to Jude Bellingham. Did they do it? No, they didn't. They're still playing. Oh my gosh. Just end the game now, please. Only 1 minute, please. Please, San Marino. Please, San Marino, finish the game. Oh no, a yellow card to Rossi. All right. And here's the big thing about the Ballon d'Or. There were 3 names not mentioned. Obviously Neymar Jr., but he came out and was questioning why players like Rodrigo didn't get on there. Rodrigo not being named for the Ballon d'Or, at least a nomination, is kind of crazy because you are talking about one of the better players in the world. And honestly, he goes right in hand with Bellingham and Vinicius. That I don't know. I think he should have been at least nominated. I think he could have taken out a lot of players there to nominate him. So tough there. And then the big two. For the first time since I was born, I want to say this. For the first time since I was born, Ronaldo and Messi are not nominated for the Ballon d'Or. That is insane. Insane. I know that Ronaldo, look, I can make the case to put Ronaldo on there. I can't make the case for Messi, but it's just crazy that it took them that long to be taken off. And it's been a long time, but for the first time, San Marino have won a game. Grant, they did it. San Marino won. For the first time, they won. They did it. They did it. They did it. It's a tiny micronation in Italy. And they are, for the first time they've ever won a game. They've never won a game before. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. They've won. That's what matters. See, look, international break is just so slow, okay? There's nothing going on in international break. We have to celebrate the little things. San Marino won. Yup. Retweeting all that on Twitter. Wow. Yeah, that's big. That's big. But back to what I was saying. Ronaldo and Messi not getting on the Ballon d'Or. I think it's fair. No bias. Ronaldo scored 50 goals last year and he didn't get on the Ballon d'Or. But I understand it. He played for Saudi Arabia. I get it. Portugal didn't have the best showing. I completely understand it. I completely understand why Messi's not on there to make the case for him. They won the Copa Libertadores. But, no. He shouldn't have been on there. Neither should have. I mean, maybe Ronaldo, but I'm taking bias out of that. Man, I think it's crazy. For the first time in my lifetime, they didn't make the Ballon d'Or voting, which is just absolutely crazy. Insane to see, but man, time comes around to all of them, and they've had some career. They've had the two best careers. I think no matter who you think is the GOAT, I think you got 1A, 1B there. But the fact that they're, not on one of the top lists in the world is crazy to think. It's tough to see, most of you feel like you're getting old now that, we're getting close. I mean, Ronaldo is talking about retiring. I mean, he's going to be going for Mr. Beast for the most subscribers. I think that's the next big thing for Ronaldo. So when we come back, I'm just going to give my quick thoughts on some of the teams in the Premier League and all around, make some changes to my predictions after seeing them for 3 weeks. So when we come back, we'll celebrate San Marino winning. We'll celebrate Scott McTominay getting a Scotland draw. And then, we'll just talk about some teams and recap kind of what they've done over the first 3 weeks and where I think they'll be at the end of the season when we come back here on Pitch Talk.
This is your home for sports.
Longtime fan.
Sports is like life. SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Hey, come now and later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime, any day.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right. 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
The Chicago Dogs are back on SportsTownChicago.com. Tune in to the season opener against the Sioux City Explorers, Friday, May 28th at Impact Field in Rosemont. First pitch at 7:05 p.m. Hear all the action right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
Rashford face-to-face with Mikolenko. Dallo joining in from fullback. Dallo for Garnacho! Oh, wow! Oh, wow! That is one of the great goals! In front of a stunned Gladys Street. Special beyond special. How has he plucked that one out?
Below with the cross. Garnacho!
Oh! What a goal! What a goal! It's probably goal of the season! Absolutely fantastic!
This is Pitch Talk on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy with your host, Scottie.K.
Thanks, Julius, for letting me know that this is Pitch Talk. I'm Scottie.K. And this is twitch.tv/SportsTownShy. Make sure you're following the Twitter at Pitch Talking on Twitter. Follow the new YouTube. Here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to have the live show on Thursdays, and then Fridays is when it goes out to YouTube, and then we'll post shorts and stuff and all that stuff just to try to grow this thing. Looking at the Nations League games today, you know how I said, we'll celebrate a Scotland draw. Why can't I be happy? A penalty and 90+7 wins it for Poland. Whatever. San Marino. We hammered San Marino money line, and we got the W. That's what matters. Serbia and Spain get a 0-0 draw. Denmark win 2-0. Sweden get a 3-1 win. Victor Corres. Wow, San Marino finally got a win. Everyone's freaking out about it. Everyone is freaking out about it. That they finally able to get a win. I think that is that's a big thing for San Marino to get their first ever win. Now they'll go back to perennial losing, but they'll remember the day. September 5th, 2024 is the first time San Marino are able to get their win. But before we get out of here, I just kind of want to talk about some of the teams in football right now and kind of just get through what I think about some of them. I think that there's a lot to talk about some teams and a lot of changes I can make to some of my predictions. But I want to go to the table and just talk about kind of some of the teams that are kind of performing very early and some teams that aren't performing. And I think the first one we're going to talk about is Everton. Everton are sitting on last place. They have no points. They've given up 10 goals and scored 2 goals. I think they might go down. And I know that's like, ooh, wow, Scott, that's a shocker. No, I really do think that at this point, I think Everton's going to go down. I think that's going to be tough for the Toffees to come back from it, especially if they get these financial fair play breaches not cleared. It'll be very tough for them. Ipswich, I think they have the capability to stay. Liam Delap got his first goal. I think come mid-season, he could be a very consistent piece in that team. And I think Calvin Phillips will help them defensively. I really think Ipswich Town will stay. Crystal Palace, they brought in a lot to help them. I think they'll end up staying up. I think they'll turn it around mid-season. That's kind of what they normally do. Leicester City, I think they have enough to stay up. Man United, sitting in 14th right now. But they'll turn it around. I still think they're going to finish at at least Conference League qualifying. I want to say at least Conference League qualifying for Manchester United. It's a tough start to the season. Doesn't look great, but I think they'll come around to it. Chelsea, my thing with Chelsea, man, is they just have so many players on that team. Like, how are you going to fit everyone onto that team? I wonder how you get around the dressing room. I wonder how you get around the weight room. It's pretty tough there. But I think Chelsea will be fine. I think they could be another team that's going into Europe. Bournemouth have started off on fire, which is crazy after selling Solanke. But I think they just got lucky by playing a couple, not easy teams, but like they've played a couple easier teams at the beginning of the season to be able to get these draws. And then that one win. So I think that they'll start hitting that low point and maybe fall down very hard. One team I am surprised to see up high and without Ivan Toney, they've been without Ivan Toney basically the entire year, but Brentford at 6 on 6 points with 2 wins and a loss is kind of crazy to me. I really think that they'll fall off at some point, but man, losing Ivan Toney may have actually helped them. Brian Mbembo, who has 3 goals on the year, he's second in goal scoring early in the season. That's a great move for them. Arsenal, they've started off pretty good. I don't know. The way that they have been playing has been very bad for me. I don't like what I'm seeing about out their team. They got to turn around at some point. And then we'll get to the top 2. Liverpool, I really liked what I've seen out of them as much as I'm not a fan of them. They've given up no goals. 3 wins, no goals given up. That defense looks solid as ever, and I really like their attack. Luis Diaz, I think this is going to be the main year for Luis Diaz to really break out, solidify himself as that man in Liverpool, maybe to not take over for Salah, but to be that not that far of a fall off. It won't be like going from Trevor Lawrence to DJ Ugalabugala. I think it's going to be a good change to go from Mo Salah to Luis Diaz. Man City, whatever. Cool. Man City. Gotcha. Let's go to La Liga. Let's see La Liga. What's the La Liga standings looking like after the first weeks? Valencia, Sevilla down at the bottom. I'm kind of surprised. Real Betis and Getafe seeing them down. I'm pretty surprised. Not really Getafe. I thought them losing Mason Greenwood would be a change, and yeah, it was. But like, geez, they've fallen off hard. Seeing Alves up there is kind of crazy. Real Madrid have started pretty slow to the season. Obviously, they have 2 wins and 2 draws, but they haven't looked the best. I think that will turn around, though. Mbappe is finally scoring. I think he's getting used to the scoring in Spain, and I think the way they play in Spain, and I think they'll turn it around a little later. Barcelona, though, have been dominating. I still think they need a little bit of help on defense. They've given up 3 goals already. I think they just need to work on that a little bit, and then they'll be fine. But honestly, La Liga is going about as I thought. Let's move on to Serie A before I get there, before I get to the main change. Got a couple more minutes here. Como is probably going to go down, which is going to be tough. Bologna, though, at the bottom. I think they just started pretty tough. They've had a tough start to the season. Roma and Milan need to turn this around now. They need to turn it around. Milan will come around, but Roma, you got to turn it around now. Atalanta have started off slow. Fiorentina, 3 straight draws. Tough. Parma have started pretty good with that 1 win. Empoli have started pretty good with that 1 win. Napoli. So they lose Victor Osimhen. They have Kavica Kvaratskhelia, but they're sitting 6th. They're on a 2-game win streak. I think they could be middle to top of the pack in Serie A if they keep this up. It'll be exciting to see there. Hellas Verona getting 2 wins. Good for them. Udinese getting 2 wins. Good for them. Torino getting 2 wins. Everyone's on 2 wins basically at the top, but just depending on how you did that 3rd game, they're there. Inter Milan up top with 2 wins and a draw. Juventus 2 wins and a draw. Still think it's going to be Inter. Let's go to the Bundesliga. Let's try to finish this up real quick. The Bundesliga, how's it looking When you play 2 matches, Heidenheim's on 1. That'll definitely fall off. But St. Pauli getting relegated. I feel like I haven't even seen St. Pauli play yet. I feel like they've just given them losses. Same thing with Holden Kiel. I feel like they've just given them the loss. Anyone else really kind of surprised about? Not really. Stuttgart, I kind of knew they were going to fall off a little bit. Leverkusen, it's only been 2 games. It's kind of tough to judge the Bundesliga yet. Maybe we'll come back to it later. But let's go to the last one. League On. I am making a change. This is the only league that I will make a change in who I think is going to win the league. I really think Marseille are going to win the league. They just, man, I really think they're going to win the league. They just brought in, who else did they just brought in someone else. And me and my buddy freaked out about it because we were like, oh, that's a fantastic signing for them. Yeah, so they have Mason Greenwood, obviously, but they just brought in another signing. Who was it? Neil Maupay. That's going to be fantastic for them. I really think they could top that league this year. I think that's going to be very fun to watch. So I am going to call it here. I really do think Olympique Marseille are going to win Ligue 1 McDonald's, which is so funny. When on there, they call it League 1 McDonald's. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Tune in next week. I think we'll be getting back to the normal schedule of breaking down games. We'll have a lot more to talk about in the Nations League qualifying, AFCON, Asian Cup qualifying, World Cup qualifying, all that kind of stuff. We'll have a lot more news to talk about. Maybe we'll break down some more teams. But that's going to be it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Pitch Talking. Make sure you tune in every Thursday. The dog season is over. So every Tuesday at 3 o'clock, we will be going live here on twitch.tv/SportsDownShy. If you don't catch it live, I'll start posting it on YouTube at Pitch Talk on YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in to Pitch Talk. We will see you next week. Forza Titani, San Marino get their win. And ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week here on Pitch Talk.
This has been Pitch Talk on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy with your host, Scottie.K. Tune in every Thursday at 3 o'clock to hear all the soccer news.
And now, I'm telling you right now, we're going to win the Champions League!